Hey everybody, it's Dre from Bullshit Corner. In today's video, we are going to replace the intake boot on your BMW E46 car. Over time, you're most likely going to notice that this is going to get really stiff, really hard, and eventually it's going to crack, and it's going to give you a vacuum leak. And that vacuum leak, in turn, is going to give you a check engine light that's going to give you a lean code. So, in this video, we're going to change this out, and I'm going to show you what you need to do in order to get it done. Alright, the intake boot you want to change is right down there, right where my middle finger's pointing. Yeah, I'm getting this big fuck you, so it's going to be a bitch to get at. And we're going to remove the box, the cover right here. We have to remove this to get access to it. So here we are, the air box is out. That's as simple as removing the two bolts that come on the side. There's the cabin air filter, and these push, twist. So next thing you want to do is you want to remove the battery cable. It's a 19 mil nut, and then that way you can pull the cable all across, pull this section out. Now behind there's actually supposed to be 4 screws. I only got 3 left because one fell down behind, so it's MIA. So once you get that power cable out of the way, just have it dangling right here. This piece just pulls right out. The next thing you want to do, pull the rubber off this. There's a little tab right there. Shit. Fucking dropped it. And then there's another one in the back corner. Take out the hoses, and then this bracket here will just pull off. It's fucking beer time! Oh yeah. Alright, I don't know how good that's going to turn out. I'm just kind of winging it. So, the upper intake boot I have off, and it's right here. This is a good time to inspect the boot, inspect the lines for any wear and tear. So, the diesel valve right now is held on by 2 Torx bits. They're quite easily see. There's one here, there's one underneath, and the valve will just pull off. There's an electrical connection that goes right here where my finger is, right at the top of the screen. Do that, yank it off, you're going to get access to it. I'm going to show you that in a second. And once the diesel valve is removed, then you can get access to remove the lower intake boot, which just give us a second. Now I know it's kind of a shit show here with hoses and stuff. I'll try to give you a far out group here. I just put the intake boot, the upper intake boot going across here for better access. Now to get at the lower intake boot, there's a vacuum line that goes to the brake booster right here that I removed earlier. There's a bracket attached to it, and there's another Torx bit right there. So you want to remove that bolt right where my finger's pointing, pull it out of the way, and then these vacuum lines will move out a little farther. Alright, so once you remove that bolt and slide the vacuum lines out of the way, as you can see now, I got better access to the top of that boot right there, and then we can reach the bottom one down there in another 5 minutes, and we'll have it out. So now at this point, we are going to install the new intake boot and tighten her up and get this project done within the next 20 minutes, I hope. We got the intake boot put back on, and there's a tab on the intake boot that corresponds with the hole in the bottom. I'm not going to show you that. I explained that in the previous video, and I showed it really nice and clear, so you'll have to find that when on the video on doing the CCV valve. But for removing the clamps on the intake boot, I found this tool worked the best. It's got a slight angle on it, and it's a 6 mil socket on it. With that angle is able to get inside there pretty good. So now we're going to reattach the vacuum line right there, because I removed it to get better access to the hoses, and then we're going to put the diesel valve back on. It was a pretty straightforward video of replacing the lower intake boot. And while you are replacing the lower intake boot, it's also good to replace your diesel valve O-ring gasket. If you can't order one from somewhere, use RTV silicone gasket. That works as well. Pretty straightforward job. It is kind of a pain in the ass. Space is pretty limited. I got fat hands, so it makes it a little harder for me. So, like I said, I did all that to try to find a vacuum leak, which I didn't find. Video for that will be posted below. But anyways, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, post them below. Fucking drink some beers, and thanks for watching.